Hey, this is Charu. I'm currently living in New Jersey. Just wanted to share with you my experience working with Charan, Deepa, and the Fitbit team. Honestly speaking, I was not looking for nutrition or fitness advice at the time. Of course, I have been gaining weight all through my 40s. I'm currently in my late 40s, nearing 50. But I happened to meet a friend at a common event in June of 24, and I was super impressed with the physical transformation she had been able to achieve. She mentioned at the time she was working with someone, and I didn't really pursue that conversation back then. A few months later, she had a post on Instagram where she tagged Charan, and I had a visit planned to India a month later. So this time I called up and spoke to her in detail, and she of course spoke very highly of Charan and how the plan had worked, and more importantly, how she had been able to sustain it and keep the weight off. So I visited Charan in October of 24, and from my very first interaction with Deepa, Charan and the team, I felt extremely comfortable and motivated to give this a shot. I was a little concerned how the plan would work out, given that it was going to overlap with Diwali, Thanksgiving and the Christmas New Year break, where I had some vacation and family plans. But we went ahead with the plan and started it in early November. And within the first 2 weeks, I noticed a big change in my energy levels. I felt so much better on the inside. The afternoon lethargy went away. The end of day tiredness started disappearing. The meals in themselves were so satiating. There was a lot of variety. There were foods which I had not explored much in the past. I just didn't realize how little protein I was getting in my diet. Then the calls with Charan and Deepa on a weekly basis would give me a good understanding scientifically of how and why the plan was structured the way it was. I had a much better understanding of macronutrients and nutrition in general. And then they kept reminding me that the whole point was we were after fat loss and muscle gain and maintenance, and not just weight loss. They were extremely responsive on WhatsApp. My questions, I asked the questions pretty much daily, and they would respond it right away. I never found the time difference as any kind of a barrier. And then over time, the results started showing on the weighing scale. My clothes started fitting a lot better. In fact, I was able to fit into one of my favorite jeans that I wore in my 30s. Thank God I didn't throw that away. And as time progressed, another benefit that I noticed, an important one, was that there was a reduction in my joint and other aches and pains from physical workout. In fact, for the last 2 years, I had stopped running because every time I attempted that, I would end up with some kind of an injury or knee pain. And about 8 weeks into the plan, I decided to give running a shot again. And I was able to run consistently without any pain. I so wish orthopedics or physical therapists would actually ask their clients about their diet when they come to them with issues like this, because nobody asked me, and I had seen orthopedics and therapists both here and in India. Another area of improvement which was noticed by me and of course my family and friends was my skin started clearing out. It was looking so much more healthier and supple. I noticed also a reduction in hair loss. So all these were added benefits which I didn't expect to come along with the weight loss which I was experiencing. Now, all of this benefits does require a lot of focus, dedication and discipline. And most importantly, it requires you to tame that voice in your head, which is going to, from time to time, try to raise doubts or bring in temptations and try to steer you from the path. And it's in moments like these that you need the experience and assurance of someone like Coach C, who can keep you and show you ways on how you can stay on track and trust the process. And when you do that and come out of it and see the results, it is such a morale booster and a confidence booster. So in summary, I would say this has been an enlightening experience for me, and it has completely changed my relationship with food and my physical and mental health. So if you are someone who is on the lookout, or maybe not, like in my case, if you are seeing this video, maybe the universe has a sign for you. I would highly recommend for you to consider Charan, Deepa and the Fitbit team for your health and fitness goals. Cheers.